Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL. I'm the Gunrun, and with me is Torch. And we're here to bring you the Code 8 round of 32. How you doing, Torch?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing out there?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. You have no idea. You guys have no idea how excited I am to be here in Seoul, Korea, doing the GSL here along with Torch. Oh my God.
Yep. This is the first day of Code A. We will be doing a morning session for all of Code A this week, starting at 1:10 p.m. Korean Standard Time. We will also have an evening session for Code A in the Mondays of every week.
Yeah, we have plenty of games coming for you live right here at the GSL too. We have I Am Ready going to be playing up soon. It's going to be really, really cool to see these Koreans playing here at the GSL, man. I'm just so excited right now, dude.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of really exciting games coming here. Code A, it's generally thought of as the second tier to Code S, obviously, but we do have a lot of really exciting games coming out of here. So the schedule for today is about to come up on your screen. Actually, this is the schedule for the month. As I was saying before, we do have a morning session from Monday through Friday this week, and this week only. After this week, there will be a Code A round of 8, round of 4, and the final on Monday from the evening session. You see at 18:10 p.m. today, that's actually should be Code A round of 32. It's the second session for today.
Yeah, so today's roster lineup, we'll be showing that in a few seconds. Here we have our players. We're going to be getting started with I Am Ready and MVP Dream, followed by Creator Prime, We, and OGS Lovesick. Then our third game will be Startail, Hope Torture, and Linok For You. Then Slayer's Min and I Am Yoda.
And today we do actually have a lot of name changes going on. I Am Ready used to be I Am Nuts. We'll talk about the other players and their previous names when they come out to play today. But Koreans really like to change their names a lot because they have more of an emphasis on their real names, their family names and whatever else.
Yeah, when I was watching GSTL, I noticed that all the Korean commentators would say their real names. So for me, that was a little interesting. So it really makes sense that these players are able to just change their names whenever they really feel like.
Yeah, but it does make it a little awkward for us to walk up to the Koreans and be like, "Oh, are you Boxer?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm Im Yo-hwan."
But yeah, we had to deal with just that change. You know, they're used to saying their real names out loud, and we just tell them, call them whatever they are called for us, right?
Yep. So we're going to have a lot of exciting games today, as we were saying. The first map will be Tall Dream Altar for I Am Ready or I Am Nuts versus MVP Dream.
Yeah, then coming up next will be Terminus, and if we go into a third game, it'll be on Crevasse, too. So, these three maps, really enjoy them a lot. It leads to some really, really fun stuff, just how large they are, and, man, GSL, you have, these amazing
You're
maps.
really excited to be here.
Dude, yeah. It was for me, I remember watching the first day of GSL with Taste and Arctos, on that gigantic stadium and wishing to one day be doing this, and here I am. Oh, here we go. We got the first player coming up here.
So this is I Am Ready, formerly known as I Am Nuts. He's had a decent career going on, not quite the best. He's going to try to prove himself a lot more this Code A season. He is a Protoss player, and he is ready to play. In addition to being part of I Am Team.
Beautiful, dude. And I Am Ready has played a good amount of players. He played against Bomber, actually, in the GSL early on. Also, another neat thing is that he's only played against Terrans in his entire GSL career, too. And yet again, he will be up against a Terran with his next opponent coming up here. And this is MVP Dream, his first time in Code A, a very fresh player. He actually, during the qualifiers, went up against
Tan Dong-ho. He's a little-known Zerg player, but he was part of the Startail team for a little while, just recently left the team. I believe he's now practicing with the Zenix team. But MVP Dream here is actually the youngest player in GSL July. I don't know the exact age of him. I'm assuming it's going to be about 15 Korean age, because we do have Linok, who's also a very young player that we will be seeing later today.
Yeah, I remember Linok as being one of the really young players. He's now 16, I believe. We have really young players throughout today. Just tons of it's really cool just seeing all those really young guys getting out there in Korea and really just trying their best, and they're actually getting pretty far too.
Yeah, and StarCraft 2, it's a very fresh game. It's not even a year old yet, so we do see a lot of the younger players coming out here as well. Maybe it's because they've got a lot of creativity. Maybe it's just because they're more able to adapt to the new situation of the new game. But it will be very interesting to see how this game progresses over the next 10, 15 years of its lifespan.
Yeah, hopefully it will last really long. I've had my foray with a bunch of games that haven't lasted that long as well. I believe you have as well. The game we're talking about is Command and Conquer. But yeah, regardless though, I think we're about, you want to get started soon?
Yep, we should be going soon, live soon on Tall Dream Alter. Both players just getting ready here. They are the opening match for Code A this season, GSL July. We do have a lot of matches that will be coming up, and it's going to be really packed this week. So guys, get ready for this week of GSL. Probably about 6 to 8 hours a day of awesome StarCraft 2 coverage.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned. This is going to be lasting quite a while here, and it's going to be pretty amazing the entire round as well. But there you go. You can see the maps there again. Tall Dream Alter, Terminus, Queen, and Crevasse. Just waiting right now for the green commentators.
Yep, both players exchanging the GGs. They're getting ready. We will be seeing a lot. Oh, there's actually a shot of the new booths of the Korean commentators. We like to change the studio around here a lot, get a different flavor. If you've been watching from the beginning, we started out with just a very nice bench. Now we're moving on to different sets. The booths are different. The lighting's different. There's fire now in the studio. Got to be careful where you walk sometimes. But
yeah, don't want to be like TT1 burning your hand as you walk out of that booth, right?
Yeah.
But these sets have been getting quite more luxurious, and so jealous right now with those Korean commentators, like the little booth right in front of them, and they're really fancy logos. Maybe one day we'll see it here.
Very soon.
Looks like the map is loading up, and Tall Dream Alter will be coming up in a few moments here. Terran versus Protoss, ready versus Dream. We shall see in a few moments here.
And I am ready for this match.
I'm ready as well. It is quite a dream to be casting here with you, Torch. Oh my god.
Welcome to Korea.
Korea's awesome. Oh, StarCraft 2. It takes a while to load always. The first map takes the longest to load.
And we will be going into the game shortly. We do have the players mining right now. Nothing out of the ordinary, obviously, because need to mine some minerals.
And here we go, guys. So starting off here on the bottom right as the yellow Protoss. It is something SpongeBob liked to say often in the first season of that show. He is coming up in a few moments, the one, the only. I am ready.
So that was actually one of the Korean commentators there. He used to be a former pro gamer in StarCraft Brood War.
Oh, there we go. I am ready. And up here on the top left, we have our blue Terran. You have spawning up here on the top left.
MVP Dream.
Well, that's new.
So again, the Korean commentators falling asleep there. However, they are going to be waking up because they're going to need a lot of energy for these matches that are going to be happening today.
And here we go. We're seeing our first probe scout right now from I Am Ready on the bottom right.
And we do have the Terran player walling in at the main base. That's a relatively standard thing to do if he's not going to be fast expanding. He did drop down a supply depot. He didn't complete it. What that allows him to do is it walls it off so the Protoss player can't scout his base, but he doesn't finish it quite yet because he does need to send that SCV out to scout and know exactly what's going on. He really can't afford to be taking two SCVs off the line, or two additional SCVs off the line at this stage in the game.
And here we go. Both the worker units do meet up here in the middle. But yeah, it looks like we are going to be seeing Dream continue to go to the bottom left there to scout his opponent's position. Really got to be very assertive in how you scout this map up. You want to know exactly where your opponent's located as soon as you can in a big map like this.
Yeah, and in addition to knowing exactly where your opponent's located, as you were saying, you want to know roughly what their tech pattern is right now. The Protoss player, when they're trying to scout this early in the game, is trying to see if that Terran player is going for double refinery, single refinery, or no refinery at all, like we're seeing here right now. When you see no refinery, you pretty much have only two options as a Terran player. You can expand very quickly, which is what we see the Terran player ready to do. I am ready. Or, excuse me, MVP Dream. Or your other option is to get a huge mass amount of Marines and try to go for a really, really early aggressive play. But it does look like the command center is going down. The Protoss player is going to scout it quite soon. Oh, no, he's not going to. Very nice positioning by both of those Marines, able to zone out the probe and then chase it away so it doesn't actually see anything.
We do see Dream right now on the bottom right, finally scouting into the base. Does spot that Reddy does have two gas up at the moment. There's Reddy in the Stalker now moving on up. Was able to get a single shot up there on Dream's one SCV, but he will just walk right out of there. Doesn't need to get any more intel at the moment. We do see Dream's command center about halfway done right now in his natural. And plenty of Marines here too to defend if that is Stalker would just overstep his boundaries a little bit.
And we do have two more barracks coming down here from MVP Dream, the Terran player. he is going to try to put up a bunker and just make sure he can defend from any sort of early aggression. He hasn't really seen exactly what the Protoss player is doing, so he wants to be sure that he is able to defend long enough that this expansion base can give him the advantages that he's really looking for. Fortunately for him, the Protoss player is now going for an expansion a little bit later, so he's not going to be so far behind if the game lasts very long, which on Tal'Darim Altar, because it's such a big map, is very likely. Because he's expanding a little bit later, he will be behind for a short period of time, but he should be able to come back later on.
Yeah, be ready, poking in here a little bit. Looks like Dream did construct a bunker, and he did bring his Marines back. A couple of damage, a little bit of damage was done to a few of those Marines, but yeah, all those guys are going to maintain their life. So we have these 3 racks right now constructing, plenty of infantry at the moment. We do have concussive shells being researched, about halfway done right now. We'll be able to do a lot of damage if that Stalker does stay in that position. We'll be able to just take it out of that, rather.
Yeah, Marauders with concussive shell really force the Protoss player to be a little bit more defensive with his army early in the game. If he doesn't have superior numbers, the battle's going to happen no matter what. So losing your early army can really affect the tide of the game later on.
Yeah, here comes Dream with a nice plethora of Marines, and there we go with the first concussive shell shot. That should slow down the Stalker enough here to actually get the kill.
Yep. So that Stalker gives them vision of exactly what's going on, but you really don't want to lose your early units like that. Stalkers are quite expensive in the early game, and you really need to build up the numbers to be able to defend. However, I Am Ready does have a lot of sentries here, so he can zone out the Terran player for quite a while and should be able to defend long enough to be able to get the second expansion up and running.
Yeah, looking at the income tab right now, it looks like we have 30 harvesters for Ready and Dream with 29. It's really not too much of a differential, but yeah, just yet. We are seeing Dream starting to push out here with a great bio army.
Yeah, and it's not a huge differential in worker count, but the hidden number for the Terran player, as always, is the mules. Those mules almost counteract 4 or 5 workers if you just count in mineral production, so it's really, really good for the Terran player. Now, the Protoss player was trying to get a proxy pylon on the map, just give him vision, let him know what's going on, be able to warp in later in the game depending on the situation. But MVP Dream did scout that and was able to take it out quite easily.
Yeah, with that gone, Dream is now pushing through the center of the map yet again. We do have that one probe there by Ready, just sticking out by the southern Naga watchtower. Is able to see his entire force on his way up. He does know about concussive shell thanks to losing to one Stalker, thanks to losing one Stalker early on. And yeah, 2 Zealots right now at the top of the ramp, just getting ready to, being warped in right now, just getting ready for this push to come. And there we go. So we do see Dream just peeking in for a little bit. Does see the entire army. Will decide to fall back, even sacrificing a couple Marines here, trying to pull them away a little. We'll hit up Xel'Naga Watchtower, see the entire brunt of that force. And yeah, looks like Dream will fall back completely here.
Yeah, I Am Ready did have a slightly larger army in that situation, so MVP Dream did need to run away. He did lose a few units, but nothing significant. What he was really afraid of is if he did get into an engagement, there were so many sentries there that the sentries could have cut off half of his army and being able to take out the remaining half very, very easily. And as I was saying before, these early engagements are very, very crucial for the later part of the game.
So it looks like Dream right now working on a heavy bio force with upgrades. We have Stim Pack right now being researched, as well as Combat Shield and Weapons Level number 1. Dream right now still has that huge bio ball at the bottom of his ramp right now, even getting some missile turrets as well here.
And the Observer from Ready did get in to be able to scout the entire Terran base and knows exactly what's going on, exactly the composition that will be coming at him. So he's throwing down a Templar Archives and a Forge. He's going to try to get the upgrades for his ground units and be able to get Storm out there so that when the fight does happen, he is able to take out this huge bio army quite easily.
Yeah, with that Storm, it'll be very helpful there, especially if he keeps his units all clumped together like that. We'll have to see how he does decide to engage these battles, though, whether his micro will be effective enough to really counteract that. Really enjoying the Observer placement right now by I Am Ready, as he's able to see plenty of what's going on, the tech pathing of the Terran.
And the Terran taking down these rocks, it's really good to take them down early on. Not only does it allow you to be able to expand there later on when you're ready, but it also cues in your opponent that, oh, he could be expanding at any time. I need to be scouting this constantly. And any way that you can distract your opponent and force him to focus on a bunch of different things makes it a little bit harder for him to focus on the important things at the given moment.
Yep, Dream right now making an effort to keep all these Xel'Naga watchtowers under his own vision. Has plenty of vision right now of just the center part of the map. Really not too aware of the unit composition, though, of Ready. Well, at this exact moment. Oh, here comes the SCV, though, from Dream on the right side. He might be able to peer into here and see what he's got up his sleeve. Has noticed that Protoss did not expand to a third just yet, just puking into there.
And we do have a second engineering bay in addition to an armory coming up here for Dream. That's going to allow him to get a lot of really, really high-level bio upgrades for his army. He's focusing almost 100% on bio. What he did before is he actually floated his factory away from his main base. He's going to be using it just as a scouting building for later.
Yeah, with that scouting building, we'll also be able to get some high ground vision if that scenario were to come on this sort of a map. Having all those clips, you're unable to see it unless you have some kind of like air unit. Either way, though, we do have medevacs coming in on the right side around the 3 o'clock position. Might be able to do some great drop action here around the main. We'll have to see, though. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a snipe on some tech. Looks like it'll be idle at the moment, though.
Yeah, he's just positioned to set up for 2 different drops at the same time. He's got the 2 on the right, as you can see right now. They're coming in on the side of the map. And he has his main army in the center to be able to poke in depending on the size. He knows that this army is a little big. He just kind of wants to distract a little bit, not do any damage. But then he has another medevac that is ready to come in the lower left if he sees an opening for that to come in. And here we do have the drop coming in right now. He's going to try to take down this Templar Archives. If he can prevent the storm or the charge from finishing, that will be very, very big in the moment. He does take down the pylon, preventing the upgrades to go on. The forge goes down as well. This is really, really huge for the Terran army right now. All the zealots are coming in to try to force this back, but the slow coming from the Marauders is very, very good. It's going to keep these guys alive long enough to be able to take down the rest of those buildings and hopefully be able to be picked up and be taken out.
Yeah, that was beautiful right there. He used that that ground army through the main entrance to really just pull away that huge force, so he'd be unable to defend when that army actually was dropped into there. And yes, taking out that pylon was great too, as it did ensure that he was able to just take it right out. Here he goes again, coming into the natural, was able to snipe out that Vespian geyser assimilator, and yeah, just cleaning that right up there. But, yeah.
Because he took down all those high-tech buildings and a lot of the upgrades that were going on, taking out that refinery is huge because it prevents the gas from being mined for the Protoss player. And without the gas, it's very, very difficult to rebuild those very expensive buildings.
It cleans it up right there. Dream still has those 2 medevacs there filled with plenty of units. Does have those Marauders as well, so we'll be able to do plenty of damage to structures as we did see earlier on. A ton of medevacs now with his main ground army near the center of the map as he is slowly pushing on up. Oh, there we go with a bit of an attack.
And we do have some ghosts being built right here. He is getting Mobius reactors, so they have a ton of energy. That one Marauder trying to get away, but the medevac did not want to pick him up. Maybe angered him earlier on, stole a Snickers bar in the flight. The assimilator's going down again, and is actually able to be able... Looks like he's going to be able to take down the pylon. Yes, he does. One last shot takes it down.
Yeah, beautiful job there with all those medevacs as well, just supporting, giving him that high ground vision, and really just impeding Protoss' ability to use any of those zealots right now, or being able to pull too many units at all because of that concussive shell. If any units get way too close, concussive shell will just freeze him in place there and allow the rest of his army to just DPS his way, just take him right down.
Yeah, MVP Dream really, really controlling this game extremely well. He's got the exact tech he needs to be able to defend. He's got drops going on from all over the place. He's constantly affecting the tech of the Protoss player, I Am Ready. And I Am Ready is really getting starved in this situation.
Looking at the army supply right now, we have 103 for Dream and 92 for Ready, our Protoss player. So not too much of a differential at the moment, but also looking at the worker supply too, we do have our Terran player in favor with 68 to 57. So yeah, Terran is in a bit of a lead right now, and that's not even counting mules that you brought up earlier on too. So
as you were saying, I Am Dream is slightly, or MVP Dream is slightly ahead right now. If he did force the fight, he probably would have the advantage, but he could even back up and just go for a third right now, and he'd be really, really far ahead. These Templar are going in. A very, very nice storm going on.
Nice. He was able to yet again snipe out the assimilator. It's been yeah, quite the annoyance there must be for Ready. But yeah, now that he's brought out the storm ability, he probably won't be able to do that much too often here.
And MVP Dream just pulling back a little bit. He's going to try to reinforce, maybe go for a third. Did he see that the Protoss player was trying to get a third yet? No, he does not. He knows the pylon's there, so he knows that I Am Ready does want to get an expansion, but he's not necessarily knowing that it's going on. But this medevac will soon see it, as you were saying.
Oh, but great feedback there, and the medevac just disappears off the map. Beautiful stuff. So Terran weapons, Terran infantry weapons level 3 right now being researched, just begun. And we're about to see level 2 armor complete as well. So this bio army is going to be quite a big deal. Plenty of upgrades here.
And MVP Dream is actually maxed out right now, so he's going to try to get a few expansions going up. He does have a third. He is going to try to get a fourth. He's also going to try to do some more drops or just lower out his army a little bit so he can try to re-max it up with another army. Very nice storm there on those bio units. Oh, and he runs his units back into that storm. Ooh. Almost all of them are dead. Wow.
Yeah, that's not the correct way you want to be moving into a storm here. But yeah, we did see, Dream really going to...
So drop here, taking out the pylon, preventing the Robo facility and those 3 gateways from getting their recharge to try to get more reinforcements for the Protoss army.
Yeah, I was wondering where that sound was coming from, but oh, another sound here. We're hearing some snipes from some ghosts. EMP is thrown down here. Plenty of units caught in there. Both Immortals right now without any shields. A couple of force fields being thrown down, but really not being too effective at this moment. Ready is going to be forced to fall back.
Oh,
there we go,
beautiful storm.
A lot of units in the red right now. Regardless, Dream continues to move on in. So many units low on health here for Dream, and it continues to push on in.
MVP Dream started with a much larger army, has equalized almost a little bit. I Am Ready is able to push back the Terran army quite effectively. However, will he be able to reinforce enough to be able to defend against the next fight that is coming from MVP Dream? MVP Dream already back up almost max. He is at 187 over 200, whereas I Am Ready is only at 125 over 198. Planetary Fortress is going up on the left side for I Am Ready. No, excuse me, MVP Dream. And that Planetary Fortress will be able to defend against these attacks like these Zealots that are coming in.
Yeah, was scattered out there by Ready. Another drop coming in here at the second base for Ready. Ready was cleaned up quite well. The Medivacs were able to fall back, but yeah, there's another push coming in. Very multi-pronged attacks here by Dream, and working out so well for him at this moment.
He wasn't quite able to take down that Nexus, which is what he was really trying to do with that attack. But what he did allow was he pulled the Protoss army back, and since he is on a base over the Protoss army, and he does have those mules that will be able to come in.
Another drop coming down there at the main too.
He is going to be able to get an economic lead as long as he can keep the Protoss inside his base. So as you were saying, he's going to be using these drops all over the place, trying to keep the attention of the Protoss focused on himself and not outward towards the Terran base.
Yeah, Dream really focusing on that, on that infantry style of an army, getting plenty of upgrades up there. We are seeing level 3 on the armor, about halfway done right now, and we're going to be seeing Blink Stalkers too in a few moments, as that is going to be depleting soon. There we are with I Am Ready now, trying to get himself in a good position. Dream actually moving in yet again on the third base with a small composition here.
And this factory from before is still floating around, getting some intel. It's almost acting like a gigantic fat observer. But it's doing exactly what he needs.
Yeah, so many Medivacs right now. Look at the unit count station, about 15 of these guys going on. And yet again, he's able to snipe out that one assimilator.
MVP Dream really just starving Ready here. Ready was not exactly prepared for what was going to be happening in this game.
Yeah, really just utilizing Tom the Raven as that placement of that one assimilator there.
A beautiful EMP on those Archons, taking out their shields, which is the entire lifeblood of Archons. They only have about 10 health themselves. So if you are able to take out their shields, they die very quickly. There's a lot more Templar coming up, though.
Templar, yep. You need to be very weary about how you want to move into their Dream. And yeah,
And the Nexus of the third Ford Ready is very close to being dead, so this little task force might be able to run in there and just snipe it really quickly. The main and the natural of the Protoss player is getting pretty low, so if this Nexus does go down, he's going to be starved for minerals.
There we go, going back and forth on both sides yet again. Another great EMP thrown down. Only getting one of the Archons this time. Another great EMP, but there are still some high Templar with stormability. Showing me the Medivacs right now. Might be able to get one. Oh, all Medivacs will maintain life. Oh, there he goes. He's able to shoot one down. He does have Blink on these Stalkers, and there he goes. Blink's completely back. Oh, there we are. We're seeing a few mules being thrown down as well.
MVP Dream, knowing he is quite far ahead, these Marauders are able to take out these Stalkers quite easily, even though they do have Blink. They aren't able to blink away far enough to recharge their shields, so they're only running away for a short little while. And this Colossus does come into the fight, but it does go down very quickly. The entire army does deplete. He is going to be able to move on here and be able to take down the natural. Reinforcements come in, and that is going to be GG for the first game in GSL Code A, July. Very nice from MVP Dream. Controlled the entire game right from the beginning, where he put down that supply defense, prevented the scouting from I Am Ready.
Yeah, it was just beautiful play there, and really just that kind of unit control, which is so well with just the unit competition he did scout out there from the Protoss players like I Am Ready. Yeah, just continuous drops non-stop. When we're talking about the drops occurring on the other side, it's really just difficult to just see how much is going on here on these maps. And it's just quite beautiful just seeing such a player play like that too.
Yeah, MVP Dream really played extremely well. It would have been nice to see a little bit more pressure from I Am Ready. Maybe he's going to be able to do that a little bit more on this next map, which is going to be Terminus.
Yeah, and seeing all those Medivacs too. There were about 15 at a single time there, and really like just having that huge force of Medivacs just looks so ominous. You know, a huge force about to plow into your Protoss base. You can only imagine what's going through Ready's mind at that one moment here.
And MVP Dream really did a great job of zoning. He had his main army right at the bottom of the ramp of I Am Ready, but then he also had drops going on in both locations all the time. He was able to take down this crucial tech right in that mid game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really drove a really did a lot of damage to Broke out there. Yeah,
drove a lot of damage.
A lot of things did occur when that happened. Yes, but yeah, sniping out that pylon, taking down that tech, really forced him back. I keep wanting to say really because his name is Ready, but yeah.
It would have been nice to see I Am Ready put a little bit more pressure on. He did have those pylons around the map, but they were getting scouted a lot. They did get taken out. He was able to warp in later on, but there was a planetary fortress there, so it didn't really do that much damage.
Yeah. Man, GSL, dude. This is crazy stuff here.
We'll see if he gets a bit more prepared for this next map, which will be Terminus.re, I believe. I don't know the exact version of it.
Yeah, we have Terminus coming up here. It is loading on up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really cool. Just having this kind of a production setup. Gotta get used to it, guys. Sorry about talking about stuff that's off camera. Yeah, but everything will be getting started, and it looks like we're in game right now. And here we go, guys. And he's waiting for green commentators. Yeah.
Always, yes.
Yeah. It's so cool being on the other side. You get to really appreciate what really goes on here.
Yeah, it's great having you here too.
Yeah, dude. Having this opportunity, just quite.